What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the George Mortimer YouTube channel. Today we're bringing you another day in the life of a Canary Wharf trader. So the time is 6:45 a.m. We've just got in and we're going to be sending out the trading levels to all the GM traders shortly. My day typically looks like, come in the morning, like I said, at 6:45. We do our analysis in the morning, and the first section of the day I like to dedicate to just trading. So this is setting limits and doing any analysis and providing all the content. And then throughout the rest of the day, I either monitor the charts, talk to clients, and provide content in the server. When it comes to routine itself on a day-to-day basis, mine is very, structured, and it's not fascinating at all. And I think that's, a big thing when it comes to trading, because it just needs to be, the same old routine, the same old approach, and the results will come. On a day-to-day basis, you won't see the progression because you're just doing the same thing over and over again. But over, a 6, 12, 18 month period, the small things you're doing correct every single day will add up. So I'm just gonna make a hot drink now, that's all done, and then we're gonna head in and send the trading levels out to all the members. So as well, on the last day of the life as well, we were in our old office. This is our brand new office. We've now gone from 4-man that you guys saw plenty of times to a 21-man office here at 1 Canada Square. As you guys know, we've got Charlie, he's a head trader at the fund. And as you can see, we've got plenty of setups now. We've actually ordered a couple of setups as well, so we are building on the setups we've currently got. I think Charlie's going to go with a 4-monitor setup, and we're also going to put some more setups over here as well. So yeah, it's a long-term project, but over the next 12 months, this should definitely start taking full shape. So pound Aussie dollar is one of the setups that we are looking at for potentially in the coming days. This was one of the levels that we did send out this morning into trading levels. It's really simple. It's a clear supply zone. On the daily, which is the time frame we're on, we're in a downtrend. We've got lower lows and lower highs. Overall, it's a nice correction back up, and we should be tapping it probably today, if not tomorrow. And then we're going to watch lower time frame development, see if we can execute any positions. But like I said earlier, every single day we do put the setups into the trading levels, and that is what the first part of my day does consist of. Just providing as much content into the trading levels, just to give an update on the market as a whole. In terms of fundamentals for the day, the majority did come out during Asia's session. We got a little bit later on, we got some dollar and we got some New Zealand dollar as well. But apart from that, we're just going to see how the market goes into London. That starts in 8 minutes time, and then we can take things from there. So in terms of running positions, the long-term swing that I'm still currently in is Swissy yen. Again, this was provided in the trading levels. Again, it was all based off, a H4 continuational play. And in terms of pips, this is running at just shy of 500 pips at a risk to reward of 1 to 12. However, of course, that's not the full 12%. There is only a tiny bit of volume actually running left on the position. In total, I think there's around 15%, and we've taken partials around 4 times now. And we're just trying to see if price can extend a little bit higher into another H4 supply zone. So going into London, you in any positions or you eyeing anything up?
Not today. Over the last 2 weeks, it's been diabolical conditions. But again, I'm still holding EURCAD long, still in AU shorts and still in GU shorts from like 2-3 weeks ago. But again, the last 3 weeks has been awful. You got much volume running, or you closed a lot out? 20% left on EURCAD, and they're all running at 20%. 80% has all been taken off of positions. So again, it's running really nicely. That FX position's is nice going into next month. But I'm just waiting for yen pairs. That's all I'm waiting for. I think that's what will be the next play into Q2. So we'll see.
So the actual preparation of my trading day has to be wrapped up by London Open, and that's when I move on to the other tasks, when it's actually dealing with clients, doing any contract work or any spreadsheet work. So currently it is now London Open. The markets have just opened here in the UK. So again, I will monitor the charts for any positions if I need to set any limits. But again, that's why alerts come in handy. Again, if you're not using alerts on TradingView, then you are missing a big tip, because you can just set your alerts at key levels and go about your day. And for someone who has a full-time job or running businesses, this is essential. Otherwise, you'll miss loads of positions. On a day-to-day basis now, we're dealing with over 150 individual clients every single day. That excludes corporations and institutions. However, trading an actual fund and being a fund owner and manager is completely different to trading a prop firm. The psychology aspect to it is at a complete different level. Again, how we've actually structured the trade, and again, Charlie's one of the key members at the trading desk, is for our trades to actually perform better over a long period of time. And again, it takes it back to that key aspect. With trading, you don't have to be right every time, you just have to be right over time. So now we're going to go to the gym to show you one of the perks that we actually have by having an office here at 1 Canary Square. You may look at it initially and think, well, that's not big. Well, it's very, very handy. All we have to do is, go onto the app, you book a space for yourself and you get the whole area to yourself. I think it's up to 3 or 4 people. So yeah, that's more than enough. But as you can see, there's a couple bikes, we've got a couple dumbbells and a couple benches. And I think it's, it's a great excuse as a trader, to break up your day, to split up your day and just get away from the charts. Because so many people are chart slaves. They spend hours and hours and hours at the chart, and that's the worst thing you could be doing. So having something like this on site, is fantastic. And I don't expect all of you to have a gym at your house, but whether you do something else or whether you distract yourself or you have a gym membership, use it and just get away from the charts, and your efficiency across the day will just improve a lot more. And when I say there is no better feeling than being in the gym, being in a workout, and then you look at your phone and you hit TP on a position, no better feeling. Between the hours of around 6:30 a.m. till 9 a.m. every single day, here in the office and on the floor, it is very, very, very quiet. Because us as traders, how do you expect to trade the financial markets with full focus when there's noise in the background? So again, if you're trading at home or you're trading somewhere, make sure you have no distractions. Because like I said before, how can you give something your full attention if there are distractions surrounding you? So this is one of the first positions that we've executed today. It's just come up into our entry now and our sell limit has been triggered. This is a short position on EURCAD. We're going to be looking to ride it down for a couple of percent. Initially, we've seen some rejections, but it's very, very early days. The trade is valid, so we have to take it, and let's just see what happens. With EURCAD falling as the euro continues to weaken, I thought as we're in the new office, why not show you the facilities that we have access to? So as you guys already know, we have access to the gym. We went in there earlier. What I want to show you guys now is more where we can take our clients when they actually do come up and visit us. We have access to multiple client meeting rooms, we have changing rooms, and also we have multiple kitchens across 3 floors. So again, this is one of the great perks of having an office here at 1 Canary Square. We get access to all 3 of these meeting rooms, and this is just one section of the meeting rooms. So again, like I said earlier, when we have clients coming up and we want to take them somewhere private, this is a perfect place to do that. So like I said to you guys earlier, we have access to floors 7, 8, 9, and each floor has different facilities. And for the GM traders watching, you probably will be familiar with these rooms. I spend a lot of time in these rooms when we're actually doing the trading streams every single afternoon. It's a secluded phone box, and we've got around 12 of these across all 3 floors. Like I said to you guys earlier, when you're doing your analysis before London or before New York, it just has to be you and the chart, and there can't be any distractions. This room right here is perfect for analysis, and I spend a lot of time in here as it's got, a nice sofa, and you can just do as much analysis without any distractions as possible. I even know from my experience, trading can be extremely lonely. So being in a facility and building like this, when you're surrounded by traders, is amazing. Take a look at this 100-man office. Once that's filled with traders, this place will be an amazing environment. Aishan, how do you deal with the balance between trading and the institutional side on a day-to-day basis?
Since we are in Europe, my trading days start from the Asian market. So the night before for us, just before I go to the bed, I go and check how the market is restarting on that particular moment, and I place my orders in terms of trading, and I'll go to sleep. Once I wake up in the morning, just check again how it's merged with the European market. And then again, depend on the results that I set up few other trades. Then my day start from there, and I come to the office. Once I come to the office, that's where my institutional part starts as a broker. When it comes to the broker, we have 3 elements to manage. One is the technology side of it. The technology is being monitored by a third party organization, and we just communicate them in the morning hours, like how it's all up to date, on to the point. Then the second part is the liquidity, what happened overnight in terms of trading, where the volumes are, and we just have a little chat with liquidity about if we need to pay, we pay them. If they need to pay us, they will pay us. Then of course the main important thing is the KYCs and the legal side of it, that person who's in charge for those area, that they will look after. Pretty much my job is coordinating all these things. Then around midday of our time, the US market start. Then I'll just quickly jump back to the trade and just observe where we stand. And if I need to take more trades, if there is more trading opportunity, I go and take them. If not, I'll just leave it as it is, and the day roll on. And the Friday will be very crucial for us. Friday is the day that everything combine together. But that can be managed by different resources. As I'm not doing everything, as I have a staff to do those works, it's just pretty much coordinating. So it's not a rocket science being a trader and a broker. It's just about the managing your time and the day.
So Matt, just for the people watching the video, obviously we know you've got a very, very busy schedule. From your experience, what would you say that a lot of the people in this industry is actually missing out on? This is not regarding obviously trading related. This is more about like customer acquisitions and just generally speaking with people and networking and getting the most out of this industry because it's so big.
My principle has and always will be invest in the relationship before you actually start doing business with the individual. Whether you are a GM trader and I'm teaching you every day, or whether you're a client and I'm looking after your capital, we have to build the relationship before we can take things further.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think that's something that we stand quite strongly by as a company. I think we've always been very much invested in relationships and just looking after our reputation and doing things for other people with no intentions of getting anything back. I mean, a fantastic example from myself is that we established a relationship with a certain somebody and it paid dividends because he introduced me to macroeconomics, and it's furthered my trading massively in regards to obviously the fund, and it's massively increased my confidence going forward and knowing actually why markets move and having the ability to justify what I'm doing.
And that ties me on to a point I think will probably be quite interesting to traders watching at home. When it comes to fundamentals and macroeconomics, how much do they need to learn? Like, what point do you get when it comes to fundamentals that, okay, that is enough now and I have enough knowledge in that field that I'm quite comfortable and can be quite confident?
It's a very hard question to answer because there's so many different opinions around that question. Can you trade macroeconomics and fundamentals on its own? Yes. Can you trade technicals on its own? Yes. Can you trade them together? Yes. So it's all about your personal preference and what you like to look at, especially from I can only realistically talk from my perspective. Let's take it from a client's perspective, right? And trying to justify what I do on a day-to-day basis. Would I be able to justify buying or selling a certain currency pair? Let's take GBP USD for example. Would I be able to justify selling GU because it's bounced off of a trend line? If you're a client and I'm sitting there and they're saying, yeah, but why did you actually take that setup? Why are you actually shorting the NASDAQ? Why are you actually shorting the S&P 500? Why are you shorting Asian equities? And I'm sitting there and how can I justify it to the best of my abilities to a client to give him the confidence that I know what I'm doing, sort of thing. So from my perspective, knowing my macroeconomics inside out and knowing my fundamentals inside out pays dividends to me because it gives me confidence to be able to pull the trigger and hold positions for a long period of time, which I do, And it also gives justification to what I actually do on a day-to-day basis to a client, and gives him confidence more. Not only does it give me confidence, more importantly, it gives the client confidence, it gives other people, and it's just about reputation as well, especially when you get into like the institutional side and the financial side, and you really start to step up in the game. You need to know knowledge, and it's just about the amount of knowledge, whether you apply it or not to the charts, and whether it's for you your personal preference, whether you like it, whether you can use it, whether you understand it enough to use it. It's all personal preference, and for me, I use it all the time because I love macroeconomics. I love knowing why a market moves, or whether I love knowing a certain correlation, or whether I can hedge a certain pair I'm in, or whether it might be, or whether I'm looking at playing USD as a safe haven. I'm just looking for rates to now peak, and I'm looking for JPY as a hedge against the USD weakness. It's certain different bits and pieces like that my knowledge around macroeconomics and fundamentals allow me to get positioned a month to 3 months in advance. So that's really where I see value in that question. However, for people that are starting out and just coming to grips with fundamentals, I'd say they're two different things. Fundamentals are the fundamental releases, and macroeconomics are more on the broader side of things. However, for people that are just starting and for beginners, I'd say the bare minimum you'd need to know are things like interest rates, GDP, things like yield curve inversions, and just general like bond yields and their effect on currency market, stock market, and its demand for a currency, and economic and the business cycle, whether we're heading into a recession, what does that mean for certain currencies? What does that mean for an economy? What does that mean for its currency, therefore? Different bits and pieces like that I think should be the bare minimum for what you should have an understanding around.
So the time is now 2:30 p.m, which means we're going to start one of our daily New York streams. This is where we just go over the market, recap what's happened in the last 24 hours. So we're just going to head over to that and review all positions. So guys, the time is coming up to 5 p.m. Typically in a weekday, we leave the office between 5 to 6 p.m, just depending on how many meetings we have towards the end of the day. In terms of how long that is in the office on a day-to-day basis, it is between 10 to 11 hours. But again, it may seem like, looking through the video, it is quite a boring video in terms of what we're actually doing. We're not doing anything significant, but that's the lesson I actually wanted you guys to take away from this video. That if you look at your day and you think, well, I'm not really doing anything exciting, and it is the same old, you might even be getting a little bit bored, but don't. Stay consistent, because over a couple months span, over a couple of years, you'll actually see every single day when you were digging away slowly, you were getting closer. And in a couple of years time, you'll realize, you'll look back and be like, where did this all come from? Well, it was the same routine that you were in every single day. And like we say, you stay consistent in your approach, and then you will get consistent results. Okay, so like I said, we do this every single day, 10 to 11 hours every single day. You should be putting in the exact same amount of work. But guys, regardless, I hope you've had great insight into what it is like being in the day in the life of an 8-figure FX investment fund. Guys, if you are interested, feel free to subscribe on the channel. We're trying to post every single week some trading content. So if you are interested in trading, feel free to subscribe for more content. Again, if you are looking to become a GM trader, feel free to join the Discord in the description below. And there we provide as much trading content as possible as well. But guys, apart from that, have an amazing rest of your days, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.